welcome to Gamesforum Barcelona. And today I have some provocative questions for game developers and publishers, but also for service providers this time. Let's go. Chris, I have a couple of questions for you. Do you think game developers nowadays they do games for players or for algorithms?
I think they'd like to make games for players, but I think increasingly that a lot of them have to adapt games for algorithms. How about that? Start with players, then adapt for algorithms.
If you had unlimited budgets, which
If I had a limited budget.
imagine we're game developers, and
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you have unlimited budget,
Yeah.
which game would you make, and how maybe specifics that?
See, for me
Yeah.
personally, I love strategy games. So
Yeah.
one of my favorite games ever is a game called Total Annihilation. I used to like things like Command and Conquer. That was very. I would make a really good FPS for mobile. That's what I'd love to make. I have no idea how it would make money, but I would make it, and I would charge a premium price, and people would pay it. No, that's what I'd make. I do like playing other games. I like match-3 games. I like simple strategy games, 4X games. But yeah, I like FPS. I like not FPS. It's called RTS, real-time strategy.
Okay. And which trend in gaming nowadays you secretly hope will die soon? What trend don't?
I could do with a bit less adverts
Okay.
in games. I think the advertising, I get it. I get that's how we monetize. But like they get very invasive. If you're playing a simple game and I'm playing Pixel Flow, right? Pixel Flow, is it? Yes, Pixel, something like that. What's the Loom game? Is that Pixel Flow? Gotta check. Anyway, it's a very popular game.
2 hours later.
2 hours later. I'm sure it's Pixel Flow. And I love it, but you play a couple levels and you kind of end up getting caught in the ads, stuff. And I think I get that's how you monetize. And if I buy stuff, I'll probably get out of that. But yeah, sometimes that's quite annoying. And also you got to wait for 30 seconds for this, and you've got to click that, and then you go back. That whole process is quite tedious.
Yeah.
I think.
Good.
Perfect.
And what about today's event? We're at the Gamesforum Barcelona.
We are the second best game show in Barcelona, behind PG Connect Barcelona, coming in June this year. We'll be here. Join us. But no, it's good. John and his team do a great job, and I love being in Barcelona.
Yes.
I love seeing great people,
especially in February when it's rainy and.
Well, it rains a bit in Barcelona these days, but yeah, it's nice to be here.
When it's rainy and cold in our country, so it's always nice to be
It's
here.
nice to listen. I'm happy to be here. It's a good event. They feed us well, so that's good.
Thank you.
Okay.
So what is Metica? What are you doing, guys?
Okay, it's a great question. So essentially what we're trying to do is to help different publishers and studios grow their games as efficiently as possible. What does it mean? It means basically 2 things. Solving the LTV problem with ad monetization technology, use cases like smart floors or ad logic, or solve the scalability problem with the UA funding, so providing them the best rates in the market as well as the UA advice.
Then I have a question for you. Does your tool and service actually add value, or it also adds more, like tech complexity for game developers and publishers?
I think it's a great question, especially right now, seeing so many tools and networks, and basically we know how developers can get the SDK headaches sometimes. We strongly believe, and that was, I think, from the get-go, we didn't want to create new dashboards, new analyticals, new data sources that sit somewhere. You look at them, you're like, okay, cool, and I forget about those. We actually wanted to do an action-taking platform. So the whole point is, can we actually create something that takes the decisions on rather than asking you to do more work?
Wow, great answer. And are you helping studios to grow, or you also help studios to operate with fewer people?
It's a very good question. So I do feel like it does simplify part of the tasks.
Okay.
So it might actually end up having less people, but I really think the key is what kind of tasks there are. Because I always take the smart floors example. Setting up bit floors is almost like a monkey work. If you have to go there every day and check it and change it based on seasonality, what's happening on the market, what's happening on the different countries. So it's a perfect task for machine learning. I do strongly believe that people in gaming companies are one of the smartest people out there. And I think we should be using their skills in the more important places, like what are the right ad placements? What is the right user journey? and was the right whole product experience. So in some ways, yes, it does cut out the amount of tasks.
Yeah.
But I really think it simplifies the monkey work and automate that rather than focusing on.
Great. And the last question, how do you feel about Gamesforum Barcelona?
I love it because, first of all, seeing all the familiar faces, meeting new people, but most importantly, I escaped -15 in Warsaw. So go Barcelona in February.
Thank you. So what matters more today, creative vision or quarterly revenue?
Good question. You can run your game studio on both of those, I would say. But if you want to talk to us as a VC investor, you need to, maybe not the quarterly revenue, but you need to think about how is this going to be a profitable business?
Exactly.
And this is actually one of the most typical examples of mistakes that entrepreneurs do. They come to us, they pitch a vision for a game, for a studio, what they're dreaming to create. They forget that they're talking to people that, even though we are nerds and we love games as well, we are running a fund that needs to make money. So they need to talk about how are they going to make money? How are they going to sell their company? Do they have an exit strategy or something like this? So the short answer is you need both.
Let's imagine a team which has unlimited budgets and they're building a game. So what do you think how this game and the processes should look like or will look like?
Yeah. Okay, that one is really interesting actually, because having unlimited budgets, I know it's a made up thing, right? But having an enormous amount of money often gets studios into trouble. My background, I used to work in big AAA development. So I've worked with projects that have a lot of money. I've also worked with indies after that, with games that have no money almost, right? And I would say that creativity thrives under constrained resources, because if you don't have carte blanche, you don't have an unlimited budget, you're forced to think differently. You're forced to prioritize. You're forced to cut away. And the most common, example is like if you have a dream game and you have too much money, you will try to put everything of that dream into it, which means that it will become bloated. You will find it very hard to focus on the core, what is the fun. You might even have so many different parts of the game that you are talking to too many different types of players. So if I had unlimited money today, what I would do is take that unlimited money and chunk it into much smaller pieces of bite-sized budgets. I would have my team work on more games.
Okay. And the last question, we're now at the Gamesforum Barcelona. So how do you like this event? How do you feel? It's the second day of the conference of Please Tell Us.
It's my first time attending the event, but it's great to be back in Barcelona here. I've been there before, of course, so that's always fantastic. Living in Stockholm, which is like very cold right now, you get to this, it's fantastic. We really like attending these kind of smaller events, compared to the GDC and Gamescom, which we of course attend as well, but this is much closer, much more, intimate. You can just walk into the hall and you meet all the people. There are a couple of these kind of smaller events. I mean, up in Sweden, we have the Nordic Game Conference, which is very similar, like a smaller event. Well, I think this is great. I mean, everyone is here. It's one hotel. You can meet them, and it's very compact.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's just great.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Does it to actually add value or just create more tech complexity?
It's a good question, and definitely I believe that we add the value because Remerge is a DSP for mobile app retargeting. So we help our clients to get additional revenue from their existing user base, so they can get incremental revenue working with us for sure.
The next one, are you helping studios to grow or just helping them to operate with fewer people?
I would say both. Grow when it comes to revenue, right? Because again, revenue is the ultimate goal for any advertiser, and especially when it comes to gaming. And today we're in Gamesforum, and we also help them manage retargeting campaigns. So we operate kind of as a part of their UA team. We manage campaigns, we set up campaigns, we optimize campaigns on our side. So it helps them that they can rely on us to get their results. So in this way, we help them to work with less people, actually.
And also grow.
Exactly.
And also grow. And what about Gamesforum Barcelona? What about this event? Do you like it? How do you feel?
I really like this event. I like working with gaming companies because They're very data driven. They know what they want. They're very experienced when it comes to user acquisition and retargeting. So I think it's a good event, and especially now, like the beginning of the year, when everyone is talking about, okay, what are our challenges, what is our strategy, what we should focus on. And of course, I'm happy to see that many companies already prioritize retargeting as like part of their marketing and UA strategy for 2026.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your questions.
Could you quickly tell us what is your tool?
Okay, so we are Kapostly.com. So we help founders, specifically B2B businesses, to, let's say, monetize LinkedIn presence to get more reach, leads to the business, and also others like speaking opportunities, and just to be seen by right people.
And does your tool actually add value, or it just create more tech complexity?
That's a very good question. To be honest, when we first approached it last year, it was just creating more tech complexity. So because we created a separate SaaS tool, but then we realized that it's just not the way that things are working right now, because people don't want to waste more time trying to figure out your extra platform, whatever. So we changed the approach, and now it's actually requires less time from the founders, for example, to take part in it, and also speeds up the processes. So now it's actually adding the value and way faster.
Amazing. And are you helping studios to grow and companies, or you just help them operate with fewer people?
I would say, first of all, to grow, because we are more on, let's say, the reach side, generating leads, being seen and etc. But it still requires to, talk to the leads, sell the leads, and etc. So we do bring more business to the business, but it still requires, let's say, people presence.
Exactly. And what's about Barcelona? So as a person who lives in Barcelona, why we have so many events right now happening in Barcelona?
Well, I think, first of all, weather helps. It does create a more, let's say, natural bonding between people. The sun,
pleasant one.
Especially, right? Like you see the sun, you want to smile, you want to talk to people. It opens you up. So that's, of course, the reason. And also, like the amount, I think the gaming studios in general in Barcelona, in nearby areas. So I think that's really helps as well. So businesses and the conferences planner are switching to this location. I'm really glad that they are doing that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
What's the main issue that you solve, or how you help game developers and publishers?
Right now, a lot of developers we're experiencing are probably like not as struggling with the privacy regulations in different countries.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of things that they have to read through, a lot of documentation. So for us, the main challenge is like how to educate them to go through this. I think right now, if you are not doing anything to protect users and take care of their privacy, then you can run into a lot of problems with the law. So so for us, although we're like a monetization platform, we also help a lot like with like just day-to-day operations just to help developers like earn more in a way that's legal. Yeah, and within like the scope of like different regulations. Yeah.
And then I have a very interesting question for you. So are you actually helping studios to grow, or you are helping them just to operate with less people?
To grow. So for us, our business is mostly like on earning money. So it's for helping studios like maximize their revenue.
Yeah.
So it's mostly on the growth side, I guess, if you look at it that way. Yeah.
Amazing. Gamesforum Barcelona. How do you feel?
It's actually really exciting because it's, like you said, it's our first time. So we're meeting a lot of new people.
Yeah.
And they're also getting to know about us.
Yeah.
Because we're based in Singapore.
Wow.
So maybe some people in Europe may not have heard about us before.
Exactly.
So it's a good opportunity to.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Guy, I have a question for you.
Yes.
So what is Anzu? What's your tool is about, your service?
Anzu provides publishers with revenue from ads. We're known for our intrinsic ads. We started back in the day with very unique 3D ad units that went very well with sports, racing games, simulation. We expanded that into 2D intrinsic ads. Now we're able to deliver publishers revenues across the board. with that specialty with intrinsic ad units, which are pretty special and add meaningful revenue to a lot of.
Amazing. And with which platforms are you working?
We're working with major publishers as well as small ones. Notably, we work with Ubisoft and Gameloft. We're covering a lot of the sports and racing from back in the day. The fastest growing segment for us over the last half a year was actually word games and card games with 2D style ads and games. We were able to grow, 5 to 10% revenues from their ad.
Amazing. And do you think your tool is helping the studios grow, or it's also helping studios to operate with fewer people?
I think we're mostly around growth. Additional revenues now are pretty important. The fact that we're able to bring new revenue from real estate that wasn't monetized before, and from new clients, mostly non-gaming clients, was very important. With AI coming in, obviously managing the service require less people. It's mostly about revenue growth.
Amazing. What's about Gamesforum Barcelona?
I'm very excited about it. We had a wonderful first day, almost a day and a half, considering no one sleeps here. And we're very excited about this today, the second day. Great format. I was actually in a couple of the panels, so great content as well.
Lovely, lovely to hear. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
But could you guys please tell us just about your service, what you're doing, and how you're helping game developers and publishers?
Obviously. So we are sort of imagine like a Canva for playable ads. So basically, even my mom can create playable ad in our tool. And we are affordable, we are open, so no contracts, no limitations, and we are subscription based, which is kind of not that frequent in gaming industry, because you can create playable ads for a couple of months, then pause, then come back, then do it again, upgrade, downgrades. SaaS model in gaming industry and being open and transparent and no code and fast, like that's what describe us.
And now I have a tricky question for you. Do you think your tool helps to grow, or it helps to operate with fewer people?
I think it's both.
Both. Nice combination.
The simple answer is like, you can have more people using our tool. So our tool is not cutting people.
Yeah.
Exactly. But on the other hand, it's actually speeding up the process, because a work that you would add to external agency or your internal developers can do a UI manager or the creative manager. So basically, since it's a no-code tool, you can speed up the development processes with your developers, and less interactions with playable ads, because other guys can do it in our tool.
Exactly, amazing. And what about Gamesforum Barcelona? How do you like this event?
Yeah, I think it's a very great event. We like it a lot.
Is it the first time?
First time in Barcelona.
Wow.
But first time in this event in Barcelona.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
something like that.
For sure, we'll be back.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Well, that's it from us. Hope you enjoyed it. And thank you for watching.